Hi guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It has been a minute since we had a sit-down chat that wasn't outside doing farm chores and stuff like that, but I thought today I would hop on here because there's an important subject going around that I feel inclined to give my 2 cents on, and that is the crazy idea of the bird flu going around. So I wanted to talk about a few points. So first of all, I suppose they're trying to get the Biden administration to rush out all these bird flu vaccines that they already have readily available. And they also want them to push for testing because, the one person that's been hospitalized since April, and I think maybe 60 some people have actually got the bird flu since April, that is definitely a reason to panic and run out and do all the things. I don't know. We could look at this in two different directions. One, and this is what I think is most likely, they're trying to get the last bits of financial push for the pharmaceutical companies before the Trump administration comes in and starts renegotiating all of these terms so that people don't get rich by being backed by the pharmaceutical companies. I think that's probably most likely. These last people that stand to benefit from it are probably like, oh, let's get a bunch of sales. Let's create a whole bunch of, worry and have people run out and get these unnecessary things so that we can make money from it. That's kind of what I think is going on. The other thing could be, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, and you never know what's being released into the air, and maybe there's something coming down the pipe that we just don't know about yet. Maybe a more advanced bird flu, or, a little more nefarious. Maybe, they have corrupted it in some way to make it more deadly. We don't know. I tend to lean towards the beginning. I really think that they're just trying to get as much money as they can funneled in before all of the ridiculousness starts to go away. That's what I really think they're after. Everything is, again, pushed by finances and the get-rich-quick schemes. So I just can't imagine. It never fails. Every winter, everybody's always concerned about getting sick and why am I sick and all of this. In the winter, you have shorter hours of daylight. That means you're not getting as much vitamin D, and guaranteed you're probably not spending as much time outside as you are in the middle of summer. So you're not getting that vital vitamin D. You're also eating things that are probably in season, which means you're not getting a whole lot of vitamin C from, the fresh citrus and whatnot. Although we are lucky in our day and age that we can go to the store and get things that are readily available, whereas in the past, that wasn't always an option. We also tend to get a lot less exercise in winter. We're more dormant, and all of these things I think is necessary and able to recoup and bloom for the next season. But it's no surprise why people get sick in the winter. I think it's a shame that these companies, these doctors and pharmaceutical companies, don't say logically, you need more vitamin D and more vitamin C, and you need to get some exercise and boost your immune system so that you feel better and that you're not as susceptible to getting sick. These are the conversations that need to be had. Also, your diet largely warrants what your immune system looks like. Of course, right now, everybody's sluggish. We've had so many carbs and we've had so many sweets and so many sugars, and, we're just all like, ugh, gross. But, if you clean up your diet a little bit and you start to take your vitamins and do all the things, then you're going to feel a whole lot better. And those are the things that should be promoted, not, oh, we have this new jab and you should definitely get it because you might be the second person since April to go to the hospital. And the funny thing is, I watched a doctor on TV, it was a clip, and she was saying that it's for the farmers. It's for the farmers. First of all, I don't know a whole lot of farmers that are going to run out and take this jab just to protect them from their own chickens. I don't personally know probably any of them. They would all kind of laugh at that because, you know, we are outside moving around. Our immune systems tend to be pretty good. We tend to be pretty healthy. But also, I kind of think that in a way, and I don't want to really go off the deep end, although, you know, it's anybody's best guess these days. If you're trying to control the food system and you're trying to really get artificial meats and stuff out there, and then you have a lot of people like me that are pushing back, well, which people would you prefer to be sick and take something that potentially could lay them up for a little while? Probably the farmers. Again, even for me, that's kind of out there, but you can't help but keep those thoughts in the back of your mind, because we have been through so much since 2020. And even before that, and some of us may not have recognized that we were going through it, but we were going through it. But now, you know, the veil has been lifted and it's kind of as if anything's possible at this point. So we don't know, but I can guess. You know, I don't think anybody should be fooled by this. I don't think anybody should be panicked by this. I still see people running around with masks and they're getting their testing done and all this stuff and all the shots and I get it. Some people are more vulnerable than others. But after everything we've been through and after everything we've seen happen, anybody with a mind that can see through all the crap and anybody that can have deductive reasoning and, you know, really just think it through without being spoon-fed, can see that this is just another stupid money-making scheme. So I just wanted to kind of hop on here and talk to you guys about that, because I've seen a lot going around about it, and I see some people panic and some people kind of laugh it off. And I'm just sitting here going, it's not been that long. It's only been a few years, 4 years. Can we really fall for this again? It's funny to me how all of the hype over the Rona when it first came out, and it was a new virus and people did unfortunately die. I think more of it was due to secondary problems like pneumonia that they died, which you see people elderly die every year from pneumonia that may have been caused by the flu. So they didn't die from the flu, they died from the pneumonia, which was the secondary cause. This happens all the time. Again, when I worked in long-term care, I saw many, many instances of, you know, people that had to be hospitalized because of pneumonia or other issues because of having the flu. So those are people that are compromised, and I understand that and I get that. But I also know that there's a whole lot of really healthy people out there, or should be really healthy people out there, that can do more for themselves other than just go and get the most convenient and quick fix that will probably cause you a lot of problems down the road. And I have to say this, and this makes me kind of a proud parent, but we don't watch a lot of TV. And so when the Christmas comes along, you know, when the holidays come along, we watch Christmas movies on TV. And I like to watch the Food Network during the holidays because I like to see the holiday baking championships and stuff like that. So inevitably there's going to be commercials. My kids aren't used to seeing those types of commercials. And there are a lot of pharmaceutical commercials on those particular channels. And I remember the first time, just like a month and a half or so ago, that the kids saw one of these commercials talking about something to help you lose weight and lower your blood sugar. I think it was like an Ozempic. It might not have been Ozempic, but it was something similar. And they're listening to this commercial and they're like, that's not helping. You're gonna have heart problems and tumors and lumps in your throat and problems seeing, and you might just fall over dead, but don't worry, you'll be skinny. And I was like, first of all, I'm very proud as a mom that I have created children that are able to see through all that. But also, it's so true. And every single commercial that comes on, you know, you're going to get a list of 50 side effects just to maybe help you with one thing. I just can't wait for them to overhaul this whole thing. I see that Trump had met with some of the pharmaceutical companies' leaders down at Mar-a-Lago, along with RFK. So, you know, it's very interesting, and I wish we could hear what goes on behind closed doors, because I just really think that would be fascinating. And I would really like to hear what they talk about. There's just so much that needs an overhaul, and when you start to think about it, it's really hard to see and really hard to envision them getting it all done, because you know there's going to be pushback. But it's difficult to see them getting it all done. I think that they're going to make great waves, but I really hope they do, because there's such change needed in this the whole pharmaceutical situation. And I've seen a lot of clips, a lot of reels lately, doctors bashing herbal remedies and things like that. It's because they want the kickback from the pharmaceutical companies too. Make no mistake, most doctors, I'm not going to say all of them, because I do think that people go into med school with great intentions. They want to help people. They want to heal people. But I think that a lot of people are probably easily corrupted by the money, and that quickly changes from, I want to help people, to I want to get rich. Or I need to make a lot of money to pay back all of these massive student loans that I've acquired. They get corrupted by the system and probably don't see the root cause of why they got into it in the first place, which is to help people. And I think they just push the people through. It's like one after another. You're just a number to them. I know there's doctors out there that are quite good, and most of them are probably out of network because they don't push the same things, but I digress. Anyways, I know this is a lot of mumbling, basically, but I see what happens. Of course, I'm not in the medical environment anymore, and I don't think there's enough money in the world that would ever make me go back. Not because I didn't love what I did, but just because it's just a terrible, it's rough. And I see everything going on. I see them pushing all this new fear, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And I think many of us probably feel that same way. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on that, because that's where we are right now, heading into the new year. What you got?
Candle.
Oh, that's not an actual candle.
No, it's just extra.
Harley's got a candle maker for Christmas, and she's been putting essential oils in it. That smells good. Is that the lemongrass? She's been using essential oils, and she's using, what is that, soy wax? Emulsifying wax? Which is non-toxic, so she's making some great candles, and we've all had little sore throats, little cold kind of going around, and so she made a eucalyptus and peppermint candle, which would be like Vicks. So pretty cool stuff. But we're just hanging out, waiting for the new year to come in. And I think I'm gonna hop off here because I wanna bake a New Year's pretzel. Let me know if you guys do this in your area. I know that this is a German tradition, but it's hugely popular in the Pittsburgh region, which is, you know, where I live. And you basically make a pretzel and you eat it. It's a big dessert pretzel. It's kind of more, almost like a cake. It's sweet, but it does have yeast, so it's risen. But you make the pretzel and you eat it sometime after midnight or before breakfast, and it's supposed to bring you good luck and prosperity for the new year. So I think I'm gonna bake one of those and see how that turns out. I finally got my sourdough starter ready to use. I killed my sourdough starter that I had had for years and years and years. I knew that I'd be baking a lot for the holidays, and so I usually keep my starter in the fridge and my loaves seemed to be a little bit not quite full potential risen. So I thought, well, I'll bring it out onto the countertop and I will just feed it every day and discard, which you don't have to do when you put it in the fridge. And sure enough, we got so busy and I was like, well, I'll get to it. And I didn't get to it and I killed it. And usually you can bring them back, but mine got some kind of funky odor to it, and when they smell not quite right, I mean, it was a downright almost putrid odor, and I was like, there's no bringing this one back. So unfortunately I had to toss it, and then I had to make a new starter. So I went the whole way through the holiday season with no sourdough because I was waiting to get this new starter ready to go, but it's ready now. And so I think I may try doing a sourdough pretzel. That'd be kind of fun. We'll see how it turns out. But that's enough mumbling for one video. Like I said, I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk about this whole bird flu nonsense, which is exactly what it is. If you guys just go and take care of yourselves the way you should, you know, vitamin C, vitamin D, exercise, eat well, then I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just telling you my own 2 cents. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.